What's going on, Laker fans? What is going on? Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers lose to the Golden State Warriors. We're going to talk about it here on Hoops Talk tonight. Got a lot to get into. Kind of a weird game, to be honest with you. One of the bigger games of the year, but AD goes out after the first quarter, and obviously that's going to change everything. I don't know what your expectations were, but my expectations were not very high once Anthony Davis left the game. But we'll get into it. We'll get into the latest on the standings, get into what the NBA should do about some of its reviews. I don't know what the heck was going on towards the end of that game. I just heard LeBron. I was waiting for LeBron to finish talking. He just finished talking, and just to kind of get his thoughts on it. The review on LeBron was also an interesting one, which I guess I wasn't as surprised. I'll explain what it is. I am solo tonight. No Sammy tonight. So if you guys got some comments, feel free to throw them in. And probably not going to go too long on tonight's post-game show, but I'll hang out for as long as possible, and we'll talk about the game. All right, let's get right into it. First off, 128-121, the final score. They seem to have just bad luck this year. You know, I don't know. There was a couple times I looked over at the sidelines. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of players they could use that are sitting on the sidelines. Gabe Vincent has played 5 games this year. Jared Vanderbilt, February 1st is when he got re-injured. We haven't seen him since. Now we're March 16th. Cam Reddish. Even if Cam Reddish is going to give you 10 or 15 minutes of just some better defense, that would be nice to have. Christian Wood. Even if he's just going to give you 10 or 15 minutes, that would be nice. It'd be kind of a nice option to have. Remember, we all spent all this time in the offseason talking about how the Lakers got just incredible amount of depth, so many different players that they have. And I'm looking at the sidelines, and I'm like, there's so much talent there that they could use. Again, just all role players, but guys that have specific roles for the Lakers, guys that are going to be focused on defense, guys that can be instant offense off the bench, guys that can hit threes. They got nothing. All those guys are out. And then to add to it, Anthony Davis leaves the game after the first quarter. It's kind of tough for me to be upset at the loss. Like, I got to be honest. I guess just once Anthony Davis left the game, I just knew it was going to be much more of a surprise to win the game. It actually, it started reminding me, it started playing out. Remember the game, it was a week ago yesterday that LeBron didn't play against the Milwaukee Bucks. And you were just expecting, all right, Lakers are going to lose to the Bucks. They were up most of the game, and then once Lakers went down by 6, I'm like, that's a wrap. They're not winning this game. D'Lo drops 44-45. I forget what the total was. I think it was 44. Lakers ended up winning the game. It was more of, I was more in shock that they won the game. Tonight, I was just expecting, all right, well, once the dust settles, Lakers going to eventually lose this game. So the Anthony Davis piece of it, and I'm going to kind of lead with Anthony Davis just because I do think that's basically your game. I want to check one thing on here real quick. I listened to Darvin Ham talk, but I just want to double check on something. All right. Yeah, basically what they just said is that his eye swelled up. His eye was incredibly swelled up, so he just couldn't come back in the game. And I think for me, that's for me, if you got Anthony Davis playing 12 minutes in a game, there's a good chance you can win. What's the biggest advantage Lakers have on the Golden State Warriors? Anthony Davis. What's the biggest advantage Lakers typically have on the Golden State Warriors? Size. The ability to just kind of clog up the paint. The ability so Steph Curry and some of these other guys can't just get easy lobs or just get to the basket and get easy layups like Steph was doing. Instead, it was lobs to Kuminga, lobs to Wiggins, layups from Steph Curry, Klay Thompson finding ways to get loose and get buckets, Chris Paul finding that 12-footer. There was just no defense for Lakers. Now, granted, even when Anthony Davis has been there, Lakers haven't been playing much defense, but now to a much higher scale that, you know, you're obviously not playing defense when AD's not there. But I think the one thing that we're going to have to just kind of wait on is, look, hopefully AD is good to go. This was one game. I guess it was swollen enough to where it was basically swollen shut. But the hope is that he's got to be ready to go against the Atlanta Hawks. It's Atlanta. It's not like Atlanta's a big threat, but they basically play Atlanta, and then they're going to have 3 days off, and they won't play another game until Friday. So hopefully he's going to be there for that. But AD only ended up playing a total of, like I said, 12 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and that was a night for him. AD was not around and could not be around. All right, let me get into the actual game. So once Anthony Davis got out of the game or went out of the game, instantly the Warriors went on a run. I think they were down 6 or 7, and then they end up taking a 1-point lead at the start of the or by halftime. Third quarter, Warriors kind of started, all right, taking control of the game. They're up 8, or I think they're up 9 at the end of 3. They outscored the Lakers by 8. And then in the fourth quarter, it was kind of a little bit back and forth. But Lakers got close, got it all the way down to 4 a couple times. But then Golden State always had an answer. Can't really ask much more from Bron. 40 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds, shot 15 of 23 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Let me ask Laker fans this question. So the 3 he takes on Steph Curry in the corner goes in, Lakers down 4, and then it gets reviewed. Now, I believe the reason why it got reviewed, Darvin Ham said he never heard that before, and LeBron said he can't remember if he's seen that before. But I guess in Jersey, Secaucus is where they do all the reviews. I guess the idea and the concept was they're going to review everything there, and they're just telling the refs basically what to do. When they showed his back foot hitting the baseline or hitting the sideline, I'm like, well, that's not good. I just thought automatically that's going to get triggered that they would review it. The reason why I thought that is anytime somebody hits a 2 or a 3, they automatically review that. And I think they only review those on scoring buckets. So as in if he missed the shot, they're not going to review it. It doesn't matter. But if he makes the shot, then they're going to review it. That basically took any chance of the Lakers winning that game. When you got LeBron hitting a corner 3, minute and a half left to go. And obviously from that point on, it was just a complete mess from the NBA, which I'll get into in a little bit. But once they took away that 3, you're down 4 with a chance to get a stop and potentially come down the other end and turn it into a 1-possession game. Instead, it's 7. I don't think the Warriors scored on the other end. That's when it was the Draymond fiasco. But you basically took 3 points off. Now all Golden State had to do is just get 1 stop. They were going to win the game. And that's exactly what happened there. But you can't ask for anything more from Bron, the 49-8. I don't really think, I think some of the other players, you were going to need a perfect game from everybody else. Austin Reeves was just bad tonight. I don't know what else to tell you. He was not good at all. Took 9 threes, only hit 2 of them. Was 4 of 13 from the field. D'Angelo, 23 points, 13 assists. Kind of did everything he can. He wasn't efficient from the field at all. I felt like he took a lot of threes. Was starting to take that 3. I don't want him to start getting too comfortable with, he hit that 3 against Milwaukee, or I forget it was against. It was probably against Milwaukee, where he just basically gets the ball and fires. I feel like a lot of his shots today were rush shots. They didn't look like his normal rhythm, and was only 3 of 10. So between D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, they went 5 of 19 from 3, and Anthony Davis played 12 minutes. How are you going to win that game? Rui did his thing. I mean, it would have been nice to see him a little bit more in the second half, but 14 points for him. And then actually got some contributions off the bench from the Lakers, which never seems to happen. I think 25 points total for the Lakers off the bench. I will say for the Golden State Warriors, this kind of shows how valuable Draymond Green still is to the Golden State Warriors. 13 assists, 13 dimes, a couple shots that he hit, very timely, unbelievable, perfect, beautiful passes. Him and Steph Curry feel like they don't have to say anything to each other. Backdoor passes, layups, left and rights, the lobs to Jonathan Kuminga. That presence of Draymond Green is felt. Let's just put it that way. So Draymond Green, a big night for him. I mean, anytime you have 13 points, you know you're impacting the game. Jonathan Kuminga becoming a really, really nice player for them. They don't even use Kevon Looney anymore. I mean, literally, they do not use him anymore. He is not in the he is not in that lineup very often. So the Warriors have found a young, very, very athletic player. 23 points, 4 assists for Jonathan Kuminga. Wiggins chipped in with 16 points. I thought Klay Thompson's first half, I think he had 18 in the first half, ended up with 26. So Michael Thompson, obviously Klay's dad, who I do the pregame show with, he always says this to me, and he said it today. He said, listen, when Klay plays well, the Warriors win. So if you want to know if the Warriors are going to win, just watch Klay Thompson. If he's playing well, they're probably going to win that game. First half, Klay had it going. He had a stretch where he had at least 3-4 buckets in a row, a couple threes, a couple jumpers, and one. So Klay had it going, and that's one of the better versions that you could see from the Golden State Warriors. But with that all in mind, Lakers were still in the game against the Warriors with AD only playing 12 minutes. D'Lo and Austin Reeves struggling from three. No Vando. Lakers, it's so important they get Vando back. Of all these guys that are out, it's so important they get Vando back. They just have zero presence on the defensive side without Jared Vanderbilt. So, all right, let's read some of your comments, and then we can comment more on this. I forgot to do this last time. Let's just switch up the hats, guys. Sometimes you just gotta be superstitious. No, let's go with this one. We can go with this one. Take our chances with that one. We used that for the Hawks game. I cannot stand when these things move. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. All right, let's see some of your comments here. Let's start here from I'm going to get into the referees and everything else that happened. Don't worry, I'm going to get to that. This game was such trash. I agree. It really was. Bron gave us 40 points and nearly a triple-double, and we lost at home. Think about it. Tony P, here's the problem. Bron could have gave you 60 points. You could still lose. I mean, you got to have AD in this type of a battle. You just have to. And, it's been a disappointing couple of weeks for Anthony Davis. I think, some games that he got outplayed by Nurkic and Domantas Sabonis a couple times. And, obviously Nikola Jokic, even though that happens to everybody. But you had that portion of it. And then you also have the portion of leaving the game tonight after just 12 minutes. So it's been a frustrating couple of weeks, I think, probably for Anthony Davis as well. But Tony P, Bron can give you the 40, but if he doesn't have Anthony Davis, I have a difficult time seeing how the Lakers are going to win that game. All right, let's see what we got here. Knew was over the second I saw AD was a back second half. I agree. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is an interesting one. This, for the first time, I heard somebody say this to me earlier today. Let me take a quick look at the NBA standings. Somebody had mentioned that to me earlier today. They're like, watch out for the Rockets. I'm like, the Rockets? The hell are you talking about, the Rockets? And I saw they had won a few games in a row. They've won 5 in a row. No, I don't think it's going to happen. Lakers got actually a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way, the rest of the season. The only question is going to be, so does Golden State. Dallas has the tiebreaker over the Lakers and a lead. So I don't think the Lakers are going to have to fear falling out. I don't think that's going to happen. BC, I feel like they've had a lot of good luck this year. AD and LeBron barely missed any games. That part you're right about. But I think where they've struggled this season is the role players. And I think that happens a lot when you're missing some of your key role players. I think that's going to definitely have an effect on you. And the Lakers just haven't been good enough either. But there's a lot of players that are key players for the Lakers that just are not there. Easy schedule. They can't beat anyone, Sliwa. Let me go over their schedule with you real quick. So where does Tankathon have them now? Yeah, Tankathon Lakers have basically the 8th easiest schedule left in the NBA. Golden State has the 5th easiest. Dallas has the 4th easiest, give or take. So Lakers got a lot of. Listen, they play Philly, no Joel Embiid. They got Atlanta, no Trae Young. They got Brooklyn. They got Toronto. They got Memphis twice. These are all really bad teams. Brooklyn's a decent team. They got the Wizards, arguably the worst team in the NBA. They got a lot of winnable games that are left. So, Lakers got definitely have a lot of winnable games left. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to their schedule. I think their schedule is very, very manageable the rest of the way. There's a lot of teams that are going to actually have something similar. All right. Somebody's saying that the Lakers type of play is not good for their health. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So you agree about Vando, but also more so because no Cam, no Gabe, and no AD. They just have any defensive players. They literally don't have any defensive players. They went from a team that was focused on the defensive side to then all of a sudden becoming, you know what, we're going to try to just outscore teams because we don't have any of these defensive players. So kind of shows you how quick things change for the Lakers. They're trying to be more up tempo. So yeah, that's an interesting one. There was a game going on a little bit earlier. Check the scores here real quick. Kings in New York are in a good game, 75-74. There's some teams out there that I think Phoenix has the toughest schedule, second toughest schedule remaining in the NBA. So that's the team that you should probably be targeting if you're the Lakers. All right, let's get an update here on the standings here real quick. So, and then I want to get into the NBA and some of the trash there at the end. Okay, so Lakers now 10th in the Western Conference. If the playoffs started today, Lakers would have to go on the road to play the Golden State Warriors, then on the road either against Luka in Dallas or on the road against Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in Phoenix. They'd have to win 2 games on the road. Look, playoffs don't start today, but I'm just giving you guys an idea. And then they would get looks like the Thunder and the Nuggets are tied for the number 1 seed, but for some reason OKC is in front of them, so I think they would get OKC in the first round. All right. Actually, I'd live with that. The problem is I got a feeling Denver's going to end up. Denver's balling out too. They're going to probably end up the number 1 seed. And if Denver ends up the number 1 seed, then you're going to have to win basically 2 road games, and then you get Denver in the first round. So keep that one in mind. But that's where the Lakers are in the standings now. So Golden State, by beating the Lakers now, are half game in the loss column ahead of the Lakers. And then also, one more matchup against the Warriors at Crypto will determine the tiebreaker because right now it's Golden State 2-1. So Dallas 3 games up in the loss column. Phoenix 4 games up in the loss column. Sacramento 5 games up in the loss. There's only 14 games left, so your chances of passing any of these teams, Phoenix might be the only one you still have a shot at because you have the tiebreaker against them. Dallas, you don't have the tiebreaker. Sacramento, you don't have the tiebreaker. So I don't think it's going to happen with any of those teams there. Okay, let's spend a quick second. I want to talk about what happened here towards the end of the game. End of the game. What should the NBA do on reviews? Okay, so let me first say that I think it was like 20 minutes that went by before anything finally happened in the game. 20 minutes for it to play like a couple minutes of the game, minute and a half, whatever it was. The shot clock malfunction, nothing you could do about that. Just fix the shot clock. That's not an NBA thing. That's more of a crypto.com thing in the arena. Fix the shot clock. So I know that was annoying. Lakers, every time they inbounded the ball, the clock wouldn't move. So that was an issue. Okay. Let's leave that one alone. The reviews. The reviews took about 13, 14 minutes today, and there were a few reviews. I think there was 3 total reviews. First, they reviewed Braun and the baseline. Then they reviewed the Draymond Green tip ball, whatever that was. Or no, Draymond Green. They reviewed a tip ball that ended up being a jump ball, and then they reviewed Draymond Green throwing the ball off Austin Reeves. 3 reviews within a couple of minutes. So here's the one thing that I just do not understand. The one thing I don't understand about the reviews from the NBA. And I've heard other people make this recommendation. I think it's a really, really simple solution. Every review should have a shot clock, basically. You have 60 seconds to review it. Once you put those headphones on, that clock starts. There's 60 seconds. By the time 60 seconds is done, just make a decision one way or the other. Hey, look, the call that we had on the court, that's the closest thing we could get. We're going to go with the call on the court. Or, you know what, this was quick. We saw it. We made a mistake. We screwed it up. We got it done in 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Let's move on. The problem right now I think the NBA has is, and I'm all for, that's fine. You're going to do reviews. I get it. I understand it. That's today's game. I even heard LeBron saying, look, they're trying to get it right, but it's so bad for the product. I mean, imagine just sitting here in the middle of a game. The whole idea of the game, whether you're watching it on TV or at the arena, the whole idea of a game is the energy, the excitement. Steph is hitting buckets. LeBron is getting to the basket playing bully ball. LeBron hitting a corner 3, a lob to Jonathan Kuminga, a beautiful dunk. The whole purpose of playing these games is just it's the entertainment. It's exciting. Imagine you're watching just a phenomenal movie, and the last 2 minutes of the movie takes 20 minutes, and somebody has to turn the lights on, and they say, you know what, sorry guys, we just got to check one thing here. And this is like the climax of the movie. This is the absolute end of the movie. You're on the edge of your seat, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then somebody turns the lights on. Sorry guys, just a quick cleanup here real quick. We're just going to walk by every aisle real quick, just clean up some stuff so that we get it ready for the next movie. But we'll have the lights turned off in another 3-4 minutes. Don't worry. And then 3-4 minutes go by. They turn the lights right back. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Just 1 second. We just want to let you guys know the exit to, if you want to leave the movie theater, the exit is right here. And just know that on Tuesdays, we have half off popcorn. Can I watch the freaking movie? Can I just watch the damn movie? Stopping the game. Literally, LeBron and Steph Curry are on national TV on a Saturday night. We're going back and forth here. It's exciting. People are into it. The crowd's into it. Stop turning the lights on. I'm trying to watch a movie. I don't know. I don't understand for a league that understands how important entertainment is. Leave the game alone. I watched college basketball, specifically this time of the year. San Diego State, right? That's where I went to school. Originally from San Diego. I'm an Aztec, proud Aztec. I'm watching games. They played the Mountain West tournament Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I watched all 3 of these games, a couple of the other tournament games. The product's so bad. The referees blow a whistle every single effing possession. Guys, let them play. This is as much entertainment as it is anything else. You have to blow the whistle every time. The reviews in the NBA stops the flow of games, and they take forever to review them. I'm okay. All right, we got a review. You got it right. You got it wrong. 60 seconds goes by. Let's call it a day. Let's just go with whatever we got. I think if you ask fans today, do you want reviews or do you not want reviews? You just want to live with whatever the referees, the determination they make on the court. I think there'd be a larger percentage, probably by a lot, that says just get rid of the reviews. We'll just live with whatever your call is. Tonight was bad. Like, a lot of people are literally just going to remember tonight's game because of the refs and the reviews. And the thing that kind of sucks about the referees, it's not even their call. You got people in Jersey that are making the calls, and they're just kind of sitting there with headphones like they're on the phone with an insurance company on hold. Except there's 20,000 people pressuring them to hurry up and get off the phone. Let's see what we got here. That was definitely embarrassing for the NBA. I agree. Let's see what else we got here. I can accept the reviews, but limit the time of the review. 60 seconds. Let's move on. Man, these things, reviews take forever. Yeah, it just wasn't good. Wasn't a good look for the NBA tonight. I'll tell you that. Just wasn't. I thought a lot of that stuff just made just took away a lot of energy from the game. Let's hear what Steph's got to say.
Draymond said maybe sometimes you don't want to hear that. It doesn't help, but maybe this time was the perfect time to hear that. Well, what did you think when he said that? Were you thinking the same? And how big did this game become then?
All right, try to hear if I could get anything from Steph. I'm not gonna worry about it. 31 points for Steph. Okay, quick shout out here. Want to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Quick story about Underdog Fantasy. So I reached out to them when I kind of had committed that, okay, I'm going to be doing this post-game show and I'm going to be doing it every night and blah, blah, blah. And Underdog was all in. They're like, how can we support you? So they are supporting the channel. They're supporting the post-game show, and I'm very appreciative of that. If you guys play daily fantasy sports, if you use my code HoopsLA, get $100 deposit match. So if you put $50 in, they'll match $50. You got $50 free in your account. Put $100 in, get $100 free in your account. Code is HoopsLA. If you've never played Underdog Fantasy before, or you've never played a daily fantasy website, let me show you how quick it is. I just go pick them right here. I go pregame, which is games coming up tomorrow. I go NBA because I'm an NBA guy. And I already got my picks. I'm doing the Denver at Dallas. Jamal Murray, and I got Luka here. So Jamal Murray, higher or lower than 21.5 points tomorrow. I'll go higher on that one, even though it's at Dallas. Luka, I'll go higher on that one too. I'll put $20 in. I got a chance to make 60. If you guys want to play again, just use that code HoopsLA. I'll get credit for it, and that obviously helps out a lot. So thank you for sitting in that and hanging out for that. All right, let's get a couple more of your comments here. By the way, tomorrow I'm going to go on with Jovan Buha at some point of The Athletic. We're going to chat, just chat about where the Lakers are, what they're doing, what's next. We're going to do all that. So look for that probably around 1 or 2, probably closer to 2 o'clock. I'll probably post something along those lines. Lakers are a mediocre team. We aren't winning anything anytime soon. Well, I'll tell you what, they need everybody. That's the only shot they got is if they got everybody, and they don't have everybody, and they didn't have Anthony Davis tonight. Frankly, I don't think they had any shot without Anthony Davis tonight. What else we got here? No worries. When times get rough this season, remember the Lakers won the first. I want my damn respect too. Okay, I think he's going to say first in-season tournament. We definitely should have got Murray. D'Lo can catch fire, but Murray at least can compete defensively. I believe you're talking about DeJounte Murray, I think is what you're saying. I don't know. I will tell you this. D'Angelo has definitely made a strong case for himself over these last couple of months. So he's done a good job and certainly has certainly handled his business. Let's put it that way. Okay, so just give everybody an idea. So next game for the Lakers, Lake Show got It's Atlanta coming up next. It's Atlanta, right? Just to double check here. They actually got, listen, I said this a little bit earlier. They got some winnable games. Atlanta, Philly, their next two games are very winnable. Very winnable. Not even just very winnable. The Lakers should win those games. It'd be incredibly disappointing if they don't win those games. Atlanta is sitting at 29 and 37. They've lost 3 games in a row. Trae Young is not playing. And then Philadelphia, 37 and 30, but come on now. They don't have Joel Embiid. That's another game that they have to and should dominate. Those are basically for the next week. This is what the Lakers have. They got a game coming up on Monday. They got a game coming up on Friday, and then they'll wrap up the week next Sunday against the Indiana Pacers. So, but the Atlanta game is the next game for the Lake Show. I'll be back, obviously handling biz and coming on for the post game. I'll be doing my radio show earlier. Lakers talk this week has actually moved to Tuesday, so something to keep in mind. So that's basically what we got coming up as far as the next game for the Lakers. All right, Lake Show. That is all I got tonight. I kind of mentioned this would be a little bit shorter of a post-game show, but I appreciate you guys being a part of the show, hanging out. Tomorrow we'll put out another video. Jovan Buha, myself from The Athletic, we'll talk some Lakers. We'll get that out at some point tomorrow. Thank you for being a part of the show. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night.